Greetings, survivors of the Shroud. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Enshrouded. Episode 6, Our Little Village Grows to 3. So the last one we were in was kind of like the tutorial to these zones. Oh, here we go. Shroud Survival Flask. That's awesome. Now, if I wanted to immediately take advantage of the Shroud Survival Flask, which in my case I want to do, climbing... Where is the hook point? Climbing back up to refill my timer would be a good idea, so I get an extra minute. Because clearing this area, because it's higher level than me, will take me some time. So having that extra minute might be really nice. Alright, 7 minutes. Y'all have banshees down here? Come on, banshees. I see the root. These are similar to the fire barrels, but they're ice barrels. Same concept, though. Boom. Dropped a weapon that I'll pick up when it's not nuked. Bandages, the healing that you get, the healing over time breaks on damage, so they're not, unlike healing potions, they're not like a mid-combat thing to consume. And the bugs won't respawn infinitely, but they, getting their, wow, that hurt a lot. I'll use a potion. Blowing them up is advisable if you don't want to get swarmed, although you can sort of farm materials by letting them swarm you. Plus experience. A bow. And I should, I'm not running low on time, ouch, but make a good effort to clear the route soon. So I don't run out of shroud time. Ooh, healing. Awesome. Alright, bud. Oh, it's definitely a boss, but not a banshee boss. Ouch. Hit me that hard with a light attack? Now it's just the two of us. Ah! First death. He basically one-shot me. So, at least that gives me the option of showing you what happens. So as you can see, anything that isn't equipment, I lost. Well, not lost, it's on the ground. My food and rested is inactive, so I don't have the stamina bonus from that, and then any other consumables that I consumed up to this point are gone. I spawned at this altar here because this was the top of the elixir well, so that's the closest spawn point. And I just consumed a bunch of my food again, and I'm headed back to my loot, which as you can see is a red marker on my compass, and that's where all of my collected materials have dropped. In the case that you fall into like the lava or whatever, it won't spawn your loot down there. Not that I have ever experienced. So I'll give you the opportunity to grab your stuff. Oh my god. Okay, so yes, unless I'm completely full health, that will one-shot me. Okay. As I said, I am under-geared for this, but stubborn, so stubbornness prevails. Now, Ice Bolt doesn't do a lot of damage to these guys. Oh, but it can freeze them to slow them down, which can be really handy in avoiding their mega attacks. But he's basically dead. Bye-bye. Got a wand, which is better than my last one. So I'll switch up. And then, all the, like, little spawns. Plus, like, he hit so hard he was deforming the terrain, as you can see here. He was literally, like, smashing the earth, which is crazy. But there shouldn't be too much guarding the Enshrouded anymore. Holy Dark Souls boss? In this case, I just shouldn't be here. This game is not that unforgiving. It's that I'm like a level 4 against a level 9 boss, or whatever. You know, I'm a level 3 against a level 9 boss. So it's not that they normally will one-shot you like that, it's just this was a dumb thing to do at my level. I just sometimes like being dumb. Oh, so that's what happens if they break your stamina. I got stunned. So that gray bar under his health is essentially his stamina, which is also his, like, stun resistance in this case. And even that higher level wand I just got, as you can see, is, it ain't exactly effective. One HP is all you need? Yeah, I guess. Helps to have more, though. But, you know. Before I left this this Shroud elixir well, I wanted to check to see if there was any other loot items. Nothing like a good diving board, right? But I'm not seeing much else. Just some bugs. And because my axe is almost broken, I'll probably just teleport home. Well, that's 2 elixir wells down. 0 banshees. Let's go repair our stuff and have you guys decide on whether I quest Or, like, keep trying for the Banshee aerated gels. Now, the stuff isn't all that rare. It's just, like, I haven't happened upon Banshees yet. But my 2 cents, like, questing might be more bang for my buck. I did get a Shroud Core out of that, which is not bad, because Shroud Cores are needed to upgrade your altars. So I have 1 Shroud Core. The other thing I could do is, knowing the expense of the Rising Fighter gear, I could just settle for fur as a reasonable alternative for those 2 pieces I'm missing. So I'm going to do that right now, because I'm pretty sure I have access to the materials for fur, helmet, and gloves, which is better than nothing. And nothing is currently what I have, so... And it looks like you guys want me to quest. I think the 2 most reasonable things for me to do is to seek out the Hunter or seek out the Alchemist as far as quests go. There is, however, the Hidden Tomb that's, like, so easy to get to because it's directly underneath my the Ancient Spire fast travel site. That would not take me very long. So I probably do that first and then have you guys decide where else I go besides the tomb. Some quests are like basically freebies, and it's just going to give you like a free weapon usually, or a free piece of armor. Alright, here's the fur hood, and then for the gloves I need 2 metal scrap. That's no problem.
Never let the coals die.
Okay, besides looking dumb, which if you don't like looking dumb, I think there's a way to just hide whatever you want. So I can just say like, hide helmet. And I can hide my helmet, which in this case, I feel like the soft padding protects my fontanelles from being pushed in by enemies, i.e. makes me look very stupid. I will hide my helmet. And then I'll salvage. One other thing before I leave, which might not be unreasonable, is I think I have the shroudwood and the metal scraps for this. Yeah, I do. Just upgrading to 3 more string. Away from like stone tools. Because it just cost me almost nothing. So that was the scrappy pick. And the scrappy axe just cost me a bit of string. So question, what quest first? Alchemist or Hunter? I'm not certain how long it will take me, but I think I can do one or the other before end of stream. Okay, we got the better axe, the better pick. Done. Before I leave home, I like to... In the starting biome, all the rocks are rocks. In other biomes, it might not be rocks, it might be like limestone or something like that. So I generally make an effort to leave home with a flame altar if I can. I think in this case what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel to this home altar, which is actually pretty close to the tombs I want to go to. and then delete it so I have a free flame altar slot. So the first place I'm headed to is the tombs, which is like less than 100 meters away. Not a big deal. And then it looks like you guys want me to go to the hunter. Also, little tip, not much of one, is string or fibers can be annoying to farm for, but anywhere that has spider webs, and if you're arachnophobic, there is a arachnophobia mode that you can enable in the settings. I happen not to be afraid of spiders, so if you are, I'm sorry that I don't have spiders hidden. But if you're arachnophobic, you can turn them off. But my point was, spiders are a really good source of string. And you use string to make bandages, so if you find yourself in need of a bunch of bandages, in some cases it might be better just to go to like a spider lair, rather than to like farm plant fibers, unless you already have a lot of plant fibers on hand. Because I'm getting... I'll leave here with like piles of string. And these spiders are not a threat to me at all. Because at this point I already have 15 string, and that would have been 45 plant fibers to collect, which would have been kind of annoying. Running around for a few minutes. Oh, hello. I didn't mean to do that, but good to know that there's side passages. I did see that tomb that it wants me to loot. Don't worry, I'm not blind. I'm just searching every side path. Wonder if there's more secret doors. It's weird that I found one secret door and it didn't lead me to treasure. I feel like I did a good thing finding something I wouldn't have otherwise found, but like, what's the deal with the door that goes nowhere? I feel like that's a bit of a letdown, but whatever. Alright, we're done here. Let's grab the loot and go. So in this case, I got bone blocks, so it teaches me the blueprints if I go to my workshop, workbench. As you can see, now I know how to make bone blocks, so if I wanted to make like a creepy crypt looking thing, I now have the means. You guys wanted me to specialize in one-hander, so I'm going to start to go down the warrior tree now. So attacking with a melee weapon, all damage is increased by 10%. Another thing you can notice is my comfort, warmth, and shelter are all fulfilled. So running around with a torch in my hand would top up my rested bonus from just like moving around in this crypt, which is pretty handy, especially given that this crypt allows me to refill my torch to full, which is also pretty handy. So, Hunter. Hunter is to the east. Go to the journal, and the best way to get there would be to go to the top of the ancient spire and to glide my way there, or as far to there as I can get. From Pratty, find Hunter. There's like a little mine down there. These towers are so pretty. Yeah, the game is really pretty. It's a really attractive game. Very shiny. Don't want to go in there. Sometimes when you go in the shroud crevasses... Oh, I see a shroud root right there. It should... Interestingly, it didn't mark it down on my map. God, I am so tempted to just, like, scurry up the hill and go... You know what? I'm gonna do it. It's gonna give me a skill point. Side quest activated. These guys are level 1, so, like, I am dunking on them pretty hard. Well, that's done. The question is how to get back over. Does this lead me somewhere good? Honestly, yeah, this is fine. Because I can go east from here. Free skill point. In strength. 5% more melee damage. Yay, a road! If you're ever wondering about the buffs that you get, if you go to your character details, you can see on the road provides comfortable travel, reducing the stamina need for sprinting. It doesn't give you a percentage, but it's something like 20% or... I forget exactly. There's even skill points in the survivor tree that have you run on roads better. So like stamina, sprinting speed increased by 10%, and stamina consumption reduced by 10%, and then there's one for roads. Here it is, 1 or less. TLDR, if you can run on a road, do it. You can run a lot better. There is, however, an advantage to glide to. So, I parted from the road so I could do this. Location above. Well, shucks. I don't see an easy way for me to get up there. I do see the vault. I think we're going to use my famous method of being a Skyrim horse. I'm sure there's a path that doesn't require, oh god, why am I so bad at this right now? A path that requires far less jank, but sometimes just chiseling your way through there works just fine. Provided it's not like a massive ledge. And all this stone can help me gain the materials I need for the foundation for the hunter's home that I'll eventually build. So the effort isn't necessarily wasted. Although I'm not loving being wet while I need my stamina. I'll confirm that much. All right, is there more? Oh god, it's way up there. Come on, double jump. I like how I discovered the location. Did I though? Because I'm kind of looking at a big old cliff face, but sure. Slasher or thrust? I'm going to go with slasher because my axe mostly does slashing damage. And of course, if I end up with a different weapon, because this is mostly cutting, a little blunt. If I end up with a different weapon, I can always respec for blunt or pierce. Pierce generally is daggers though, but some of the one-hander weapons that aren't daggers will do pierce too. Double jump, I love you. Will I eventually change home locations? Probably not. There's not really a functional reason to change, in my opinion, because fast travel's so easy that being closer to the location that you choose, all that really matters, as far as I'm concerned, is like how flat it is, not so much like what kind of strategic resources is near, because you can teleport just so easily. So I generally don't find my compelling reason to change base locations as a result. Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, God. We're almost there. I promise. And all this stone will go into foundations and make things look pretty eventually. This is, I'm sure... Oh, no, don't do that. Ugh. I think I've cut the path. Now I just need to climb it. There we go. I'm sure there was a better, more reasonable way up, but I didn't take it. Oh, God, no, 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 no! Ah! Okay. I'm not jumping until my stamina bar fills up a little bit more. Being wet actually sucks, so I'm gonna hold my torch out until I'm dry too, because that was working against me as well. Being wet is a stamina regen suck. But you can hold the torch and dry off quick. And now that I'm not wet, as you can see, the getting up here was like 0 effort. Alright, knock knock! Where's the entryway? Oh! New enemy types out that way. But I took a bit of shortcut, so we're going to use the shortcut. Unlike the floor spike traps, these traps hurt. For fear that it would one-shot me, and I don't think it would, I'm not going to demonstrate how much they hurt. Just take my word for it. Alright, so this chest needs 3 switches. There's 1. There's 2. Is this a door? No. And you can see them lighting up there. Maybe the switch is beyond? I can always double back if I end up finding it up here. I actually don't have it memorized. I don't remember where it is. But there's the vault. So we know the hunter is in the crypto sleep casket is what I'll call it. Why? Oh, this one's glowing because of the one below it. Yep. So, Athlon Scree, you are alive. And I'm already starting to unlock recipes as a result. I don't think there's a reason for me to be up here. I just can be. Okay, let's find that last button. Yo, button, where are you? Oh, well, this is dumb. Ow, ow, ow. Ran out of stamina, couldn't grab the hook. Luckily, strategic consumption of berries can fix that. Oh, there's the button. Oh, come... Oh, fine. I'll hit it with my hands. I guess I could have climbed there, but whatever. Alright, chest was over yonder. Please be worth the effort. Ha ha ha! It was a bow. Alright, here's another short sword. It's doing less than my current weapon, so I'll salvage. And then the bow, you also get to become runes. Of course, the hunter would have a bow in their crypt. I guess that makes sense. So heading back to Jotunheim. Now that we have the hunter's soul. Gotta pay the troll toll to get to the... Never mind. We can summon them. And from all the lovely stone that I quarried up from from trying to build my way there, we can... What is this? 2 and then the foundation. We can build her a home. Pretty easily. So I'll build it, oh, not there. I'll build it, kind of like identical to the last one. I might need to use my, No, I guess that worked. So you can see it's the same sort of, foundation footprint. Let's grab the wood. I'll need new roofing, though. I'll build some roofing now. Okay, that's the same. Wow, had literally exactly... Oh, that's not correct, though. I was going to say I had exactly the resources I needed there. Actually, what? No, that's still wrong. There we go. I got it eventually, for those that are persnickety about details. Which is kind of me. I'll call myself out for that. I did that wrong. There we go. Looks about right. It needs a door, needs a window. And then, you know, the same sort of furnishings eventually. So, wood logs. Where did I put those? There's a good reason why I'm not, like, bothering to organize much right now. It's because you get much better chests pretty soon. And as a result, I'm investing less than a lot in the chests that I have. Because I know I'm going to outgrow them almost immediately. And then you had a candle. No, you didn't have a candle. You had a hearth, a bed, a table, a nightstand rather, and a stool. Oh, I made the wrong... Oh, no, I made the right hearth. Okay. Cool. Done. Put this junk away. Oops. And then grab my summoning staff. You can reuse the same summoning staff it looks like it's bound to Oswald, but if you just hit tab, you can change who it's bound to. So you don't need, like... When I first learned how to play the game, I had a summoning staff per person and then learned that that was completely unnecessary. So what I'm going to do is tell them not to roam. And then assign them to the bed. Done. So now she is homed and set to stand here. I survived long enough to know when there's others like me, we need to do more than preserve. We need to settle down, grow crops, revive the land. There's a place I remember an ancient vault was built. You should search it. And also find salt. There are many things we lack. Without a steady supply of salt, it'll be challenging to preserve fur. Might not be far from here, but I know the land well. Here, I'll mark it in a location. Go find salt. I already have salt, so like it's kind of not a problem. So she makes arrows. She makes explosive arrows. She makes a drying rack, which I can craft literally right now.
We can kill it.
And then in the drying rack, I'm going to start drying my purple berries. So regular purple berries is 2 health regeneration for 30 seconds. Dried purple berries is 1 health regeneration, but for 5 minutes. And then she can also make dried fur out of salt and animal fur. Which I did mine up with that salt when I found the salt last. So, we can make use of that recipe as well. Other things, she can take fur patches and string to make actual animal fur. She can make wax and resin torches. And I really like wax torches, so I'm going to make one right now out of resin and wax. Just... it's nice to have a better torch than the starting torch. It's more luminous and it actually bashes like spiders and bugs decently and lasts longer. So there's really no reason not to make one. It's pretty cheap. She has a scout set. Wall decoration if you want to put the Fell Thunderbrute trophy on your wall. And then carpets if you want carpets. Which, you know, is good for comfort. Driving up your rested bonus if you want.
I can do it.
As you may have noticed already, so she just offered another quest to find a farmer so that you can start farming. But there are quests that they themselves offer. So she gave me the quest to find the salt mine. He gave me the quest to go to the spire and clear the shroud route. So the crafters themselves will offer quests, so getting them is not only a smart idea in terms of like the equipment that you can make, but also just straight up essential for progress. And then before we end, let's go ahead and tan our first hide as well as the berries. So where did I put my salt? There it is. So I'm once this recipe is done, in 2 minutes, I'll tan some hides as well. So while we wait, there's no functional benefit to the different types of flooring, so let's grab some plant fibers and make ourselves a rug. Work on some comfort for our home. All these goats are like freaking out. It's like, no, I'm not even trying to hunt you right now. You're safe for the moment. With that said, I am out of meat. At least cooked meat.
Oi.
Well, let's get the bigger carpet.
There's still blood to be spilled.
Comfort for me, but not for ye. And now I have 17 minutes. Other comfort items I can make. Let's see. Because it never hurts to have added comfort. So a real bed requires 4 animal fur. And that's 1 more comfort than my current bed. And I can pick up my current bed. So some of my animal furs are already in the rack here. So I'll split, take the 4, and make myself an actual bed. Now rest of bonus up to 18 minutes. Some other easy freebies. So I already have a candle. If I wanted a skull candle, I don't know if I have the resin. I don't believe I do. I think I used it all up, so that's a non-starter. These structures aren't comfort. A lot of these things aren't comfort, they're just design. Like doors, windows, etc. So there's really nothing else in the workbench that can get me there. Let's see about you. These are just cosmetics. So I think my comfort level is about as high as it's going to get for now. And let's pivot in 9 seconds to make the dried leather. I could do a... Well, I don't have a table saw, never mind. I don't even have a carpenter for a table saw. But this trophy would be another comfort item if I had a...
Stay sharp.
Okay, so in 1 minute we'll have the dried fur. But now I have these berries, which are like a makeshift regen item, which is nice to, you know, passively refill. Plus there's purple berries literally everywhere around the wilds here, so they're pretty easy to pick up, dry, and turn them into like makeshift slow healing items. I do not have a lot of meat. In hindsight, maybe I should have killed the goats. But there is a lot of animals that you'll end up fighting. Meat is not difficult to get. For reference. It's not like there's a true scarcity. So the dried fur will open up some new recipes. One of the reasons why I want to grab it is it gave me a better backpack at the workbench. So this is a 16 slot. I obviously need more dried fur than I currently have crafted. And then it also opens up some other comfort type stuff as well. The sun lounger, I think, for one. Oops.
I can do it.
Which...
Good hunting.
forget where that's made. But, it's whatever the case is. This is where I am going to leave off. Thank you for tuning in to Enshrouded, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timer to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Flameborn.